Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you follow Japanese news at all, you probably saw the clip that's been all over the internet for the past week. The moment when Minister of Economy, Trade and Industry Onoda Masami stepped up to write this year's Kanji of the Year at Kiyomizu Temple and casually dropped the most relatable, chaotic, and honestly wholesome explanation imaginable. The kanji she chose was sui, read as Oshi these days, meaning to push, to support, or in modern fandom speak, your favorite, your ultimate bias, the one you stan with your whole soul. And when the host asked her why she picked that character for 2025, she smiled this tiny little smile and said very calmly, "Because my Oshi has become Prime Minister." The room lost it. X lost it. The entire country basically lost it, because everyone instantly knew exactly who she was talking about. The new Prime Minister, Takaichi Sanae, the woman sitting just a few seats away from her in every single cabinet meeting. Now, for anyone who doesn't live and breathe Japanese pop culture, Oshi has completely taken over the language in the last few years. It used to just mean recommend or support, like pushing a product. But ever since the idol boom, and especially the rise of groups like AKB48 and the whole underground idol scene, Oshi became the word for that one member you would die for. Your Oshi is sacred. You buy 100 copies of the same single just to vote for your Oshi. You go into credit card debt for your Oshi. And apparently, if you're Onoda Masami, you grow up, enter politics, join the Liberal Democratic Party, get appointed to one of the most powerful economic positions in the country, and then quietly wait until your Oshi finally wins the party leadership and becomes the first female prime minister in Japanese history. Because that's the timeline we're living in right now. Onoda is 42 years old, which means she grew up right in the golden age of Morning Musume and early AKB. She's always been pretty open about being a huge idol otaku in her youth. There are old blog posts floating around from when she was in her 20s where she talks about going to handshake events and lives. But the Takaichi connection is next level. Takaichi Sanae has been this towering, hawkish, ultra-conservative figure in the LDP for decades. Think defense policy, historical revisionism, Abenomics loyalty, not exactly the typical idol type. And yet somehow, young Onoda looked at this intense, sharp-suited politician and went, "Yes, that's my Oshi, that's the one." And she never switched biases. She stayed loyal for over 20 years. In idol terms, that's legendary behavior. Most people change Oshis every comeback or graduate with their favorite. Onoda waited until her Oshi graduated all the way to the Kante. When you watch the clip again, you can see how hard she's trying not to grin too wide on stage. She's wearing the formal Monsuki kimono like everyone else, calligraphy brush in hand, and she writes the kanji with perfect strokes, turns to the microphone, and delivers the line completely deadpan. The priests behind her are trying not to laugh. The reporters are already typing, and Takaichi herself, watching from the audience, had this tiny proud mom smile like she'd known for years. It's peak Japan in so many ways. You have this super serious annual tradition at one of the most sacred temples in Kyoto, picking a single character to sum up the entire year's mood. Past winners have been war, gold, disaster, tax, all heavy stuff. And then 2025 comes along and the winning kanji is basically Stan. And it wins because a cabinet minister publicly declared undying loyalty to her prime minister in fandom language. But it's also deeper than just a funny moment. 2025 was the year when idol and otaku culture stopped being this separate subculture and fully merged with mainstream society. You have former idols running for governor. You have voice actresses in the Diet. You have a sitting cabinet minister using Oshi unironically on national television. The stigma is gone. You don't have to hide your light sticks anymore. You can bring them straight to the prime minister's office. And honestly, there's something really pure about it. In a political landscape that's usually all about factions and money and backroom deals, here's someone who spent 2 decades quietly supporting someone she believed in, never wavering, and then got to watch that person reach the very top. If that's not the ultimate Oshi success story, I don't know what is. So yeah, Oshi really was the perfect kanji for 2025, not because of some economic policy or international crisis, but because one woman's teenage fangirl dream came true on the biggest stage imaginable, and she told the entire country about it with a straight face while wearing traditional robes at Kiyomizu Temple. Japan never change. Thanks for watching, everyone. Drop your favorite Oshi in the comments. Political figure, idol, doesn't matter. And let me know if you've ever had an Oshi actually acknowledge you exist. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.